Welcome, friends, as we come together to remember our beloved Chris. We are gathered here today to mourn, to cry, to share, and to laugh. The whole reason we have friends is to share heavy burdens, so let us do that for each other today. The first song that we're going to have today is Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley.
Secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to her kitchen chair, and she broke your throne, and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch, and love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, hallelujah. There was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show that to me, do you? But remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who I too young. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Like many of you, Chris was one of my favorite people on the planet. I'm going to be really honest with y'all. I had major trouble with what I was going to say to everyone today. I wanted to be true to Chris. I wanted to convey who he was, and the words weren't coming out. Then I started reading your tributes and condolences to Shawn. Let me tell you the short list of things I've been able to compile about Chris from your words. Chris was the best husband, the best dad, and the best friend. As I heard someone say in the lobby earlier, he was the best of all of us. He was kind and compassionate, even while he was fighting the battle of his life. He was funny, funnier than I was even aware. He had an infectious laugh and an even better attitude. He also had a big butt, and that's where the nickname Booty came from. And by the way, laughter is encouraged here today, so let it out if you're so inclined. We're going to have another song, The Promise by Tracy Chapman.
If you wait for me, then I'll come for you. Although I've traveled far, I always hold a place for you in my heart. If you think of me, if you miss me once in a while, then I'll return to you. I'll return and fill that space in your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. dream of you in a place that's warm and dark, in a place where I can feel the beating of your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. Oh, I long for you, and I have desire to see your face, your smile, to be with you wherever you are. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you. Please say you'll be waiting. Together again, it would feel so good to be in your arms, where all my journeys end. You can make a promise, if it's one that you can keep, I vow to come for you if you wait for me. And say you'll hold a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart.
Chris had lots of friends, and I had the opportunity to hear some stories from Wes Adams. Chris and Wes had been friends since Chris was in kindergarten and Wes was in first grade. Chris told Wes that he knew judo, and he said, well, I know karate, and punched him. Their friendship blossomed after Chris moved back from California in high school. Wes told me stories about car racing, a wrecked '67 Mustang, and a fire hydrant that was hit in the same wreck that Wes still has to this day. There was a hunting speaker with pig noises because Mikey's afraid of wild pigs. And the time they stole Mikey's tires and waited on the roof of a house in the middle of winter to see his reaction. My favorite story Wes told me, though, had to do with torturing kids with scary movies. Hayden, Sarah, Alexis, and Riley wanted to watch Darkness Falls. They got scared and had to turn the movie off. So what did Chris and Wes do? They turned off the electricity to the house and started to scream like a haunted tooth fairy, and the kids never asked to watch a scary movie again. We're gonna have a few words from Shauna, if she's ready to come up here.
Hello. I'm completely heartbroken to be here today, and I know that you are too, so thank you for coming. Chris touched so many lives, including lives that he never met. He taught us all so many valuable lessons, especially what it means to be the best human you can be while you're fighting the fight of your life. Chris taught me what a real man looks like. A man who admits to his faults, learns from his mistakes, and uses the lessons he learned to improve himself every single day. A man who protects the ones he loves at all costs. A man who shows up when he's needed. A man who holds truth, integrity, and loyalty to the highest degree I have ever witnessed a human uphold. I am so proud of you. Those were Chris's favorite words to tell his favorite people. And he meant every single one of those powerful words. Even though he said it often, that is the message that I want to echo today to you, to his children, and to his grandchildren. While I also remind myself of those words that he told me so often. Chris was a storyteller, and I've heard so many stories about each and every one of you. And to people who could not be here today, some of those stories were downright hilarious. So I invite you to share your favorite stories of Chris today. It doesn't have to be today at this podium. It can be at any time. But I ask you to remember those stories during the darkest times of your life, because that's where you're going to find strength. That's where you're going to find the light that he holds in your heart. So if you would like to share a story now, please come forward.
This year. Okay. I'll leave it here for those who don't know me, I'm Mikey, the one he called Mikey. The first time I met him, he was still called Chris. We were like 9, 10 years old. His dad and his uncle had a video store on 121 that we had just gotten our VCR. I remember going on the weekends, and he'd be in the back playing video games on the Nintendo. So I'd go back there and play video games with him, and then I would ask him, like, what's a good movie? And he had so much knowledge about films at 9 years old. Like you just get overwhelmed just listening to him. I'm like, oh, show me where Howard the Duck is. And so we didn't see each other again for a long time. I think by that time he'd gone to California. And we came back in high school, and we were never as close in high school as we were after high school. I remember the day we graduated. I'll make sure this person's not in here. I'm not going to say his name. I'll give you his initials, AP. So we were out washing. I had a Chevy S10, and Boogie had a truck at that time. He had wrecked his Mustang. And so we're out at the car wash, and Melissa, and we're getting ready to, for the night. And Boogie and I just start talking about all the same things that we liked in comics, and talking about his dad's VCR shop, our video shop, and he said, "Why don't y'all come out and hang out for a couple hours before we graduate, for graduation?" And We get over there, and he's got this little bitty, the three of us barely fit in his room. He had a bed and a stack of Playboys about this high. AP had never seen a naked woman before. So, have fun with that. The first one he picks up is Anna Nicole Smith. Booty said, "Wait a minute. You ain't ready for that." So they're pulling out ones from the 50s and just work your way up. He was the best storyteller. And it's very unfortunate that all my favorite memories are the ones that were just killing time. We weren't doing anything stupid. And those are great memories, but he was the best person to kill time with. You go to comic shops, toy stores, conventions, movies. We loved going to movies. One of his favorite stories is we went and watched Castaway. And there's a scene where Wilson starts to float away. Everybody in the theater's bawling. But he kind of looks over at me like, and just starts busting out laughing. And then I start laughing. And then all these people around us are getting upset with us. Why would you laugh at that? And it made us laugh even louder. When Sarah was born, I was there when they brought her home. I remember their apartment was right next to my dad's apartment. So I'd go over there, and first thing you'd see is all the action figures in this TV console. And I was like, "Lord, let you keep all these?" I go, "I don't know, I've never asked her." And I'm like, "That's cool," you know. And then so many years later, it's still such a big part of his life. His whole house now is just a shrine to comics and Star Wars. We used to love going to the toy store. And everywhere we went, Sarah was with us. And she was one of us. We couldn't go anywhere without taking her with us. So, you know, we didn't get in too much trouble. He's been the most consistent person in my life. Almost 30 years. My greatest source, that's probably known. My greatest source of stability and friendship. Him, Wes, we were pretty much inseparable for so long. And the things that we did were fun, but they were never as good as listening to him tell those stories. He was the best storyteller. But he was the best of all of us. And I'm going to miss him.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? If not, we're going to move on. So we're going to do one more song, and then we'll move on again, but this one is called See You Again by Sam Jabari.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you I'm feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always going to hurt. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How do I breathe without you? Feeling so cold. I've been waiting right here till the day you're coming home. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. Ooh. So let the lights guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go. And everyone to take will always lead your home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend. And I tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, ooh, when I see you again.
Let me read you the words of Shauna. Kristopher Shawn Wright was born in the spring of 1976 to Melinda Summers and Travis Wright in Sherman, Texas. He lived most of his life in the Van Alstyne, Anna, and Melissa areas, and he lived briefly in California as a teenager. Growing up, he loved his action figures, comic books, and he loved to play football. When he was 11 years old, he was tackled by a fellow student during a game, but when he tried to get up, he couldn't move. He was taken to a hospital where he was found to have stage 4 kidney cancer. He was given his Make-A-Wish twice. The first time he asked for a Lamborghini. They told him no. So he chose Disney World. His stepfather, Kenny, was not happy that they would not honor his first request. Kris beat childhood cancer against all odds. You may remember seeing him frail and 50 pounds at age 12. He always said he beat it with sheer determination. He used heavy books to lift to make him stronger. He read comics to keep his mental health strong and his imagination intact. His deep love of comics continued to his very last days. His favorite superheroes were Colossus, the Flash, and Superman. He found incredible joy attending hockey games or going for a long scenic drive on his Harley. Kris started his law enforcement career at the age of 18 with Collin County Sheriff's Office. He had a beautiful daughter with Lord Wyatt Douglas when he was 18, and they named her Sarah Elizabeth Wright. He loved motorcycles, dirt bikes, wrestling, and could be seen around town with the local guys he faithfully called his tribe. Wes, Mikey, Tino, Jim, Screech, and so many others. Kris had many friends, but these friends in particular stood by him through all the ups and downs of his life. They took punches for him, and sometimes the punches came from him. Well, more like arm bars. These very same men were also there at the end of his life. In 2013, Kris went to work for the Denton County Sheriff's Office, who accepted him with open arms. He was promoted to sergeant in 2017, a year before he was diagnosed with cancer. He made the best friends with Cody and Sandra Williams, and we are pretty sure he adopted their beloved son, Kale, as his own grandchild. He married his current wife, Shawn, in 2018. I had the opportunity to officiate their wedding. Kris was the best father a child could ask for. Sarah was the center of Kris's world, and you were made to know it. Kris also had 3 stepsons he loved like his own. As a matter of fact, he called them sons, and they were nothing less to him: John, Will, and Ethan. Kris had 3 grandsons: Travis, Paul, and Bryson. Kris was so proud of each of his children and his grandchildren, and he made sure to tell them how proud he was of them and how much he loved them when he had the opportunity to do so. For the last 4 years, Kris has fought his cancer harder than he fought unruly inmates. But he lived every single day with positivity, kindness, and humility. To know Kris is to know the sunshine on a dark and stormy day. Kris told the best stories, and by the end of each story, you were made to feel like you were there with him. He was a hugger. If he decided he liked you, it didn't matter if you didn't like him. You were going to like him by the end of the day, and you were getting a hug. He was patient, admitted when he was wrong, and forgave others incredibly easy. Kris was a man to know, and he was a man to model. Kris is preceded in death by his son Ethan, his father Travis, stepfathers Kenny and Phil, his grandparents, countless aunts and uncles, and his beloved dog Romeo, whom we have all heard the best stories about. You can honor Kris best by continuing to tell the story. There was one particular song that Kris wanted played today as a message for all of you, so I hope that you'll be able to listen closely. This is The Rainbow Connection by Willie Nelson.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far.
sound so amazing that keeps us stargazing. And what do you think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, all of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
I wish I had answers for all the questions that we have today. I wish I had sage words of wisdom about what we do from here. The first thing we do is wrap our arms around Shauna, Sarah, and John and the rest of Chris's family and hold them tight. And we wrap our arms around one another and offer our shoulder to each other in our time of need. And we keep Chris... Sorry. We keep Chris in our hearts and tell our kids about him like the superhero that he is. And we let him live forevermore in our actions and our love. One more reading before we dismiss. This is called Instructions by Arnold Crompton. When I have moved beyond you in the adventure of life, gather in some pleasant place and there remember me, with spoken words old and new. Let a tear if you will, but let a smile come quickly, for I have loved the laughter of life. Do not linger too long with your solemnness. Go eat and talk, and when you can, follow a woodland trail, climb a high mountain, walk along the wild seashore, chew the thoughts of some book which challenges your soul. Use your hands some bright day to make a thing of beauty or lift someone's heavy load. Though you mention not my name, though no thought of me crosses your mind, I shall be with you, for these have been the realities of my life for me. And when you face some crisis with anguish, when you walk alone with courage, when you choose your path of right, I shall be very close to you. For I have followed the valleys and I have climbed the heights of life. Thank you all so much for being here today. I know that the family appreciates you. We will have a graveside service immediately following.
shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. And she tied you to her kitchen chair, and she broke your throne, and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. You know, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, there was a time when you let me know what's really going on below, but now you never show that to me, do you? But remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew is hallelujah, 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 Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 If you wait for me, then I'll come for you. Although I've traveled far, I always hold a place for you in my heart. If you think of me, if you miss me once in a while, then I'll return to you. I'll return and fill that space in your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. If you dream of me like I dream of you, in a place that's warm and dark, in a place where I can feel the beating of your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. Oh, I long for you, and I have desire to see your face, your smile, to be with you wherever you are. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you. Please say you'll be waiting. Together again, it would feel so good to be in your arms, where all my journeys end. You can make a promise, if it's one that you can keep. I vow to come for you if you wait for me. And say you'll hold a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart. place for me in your heart. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Why'd you have to leave so soon, yeah? Why'd you have to go? Why'd you have to leave me when I needed you the most? 'Cause I don't really know how to tell you I'm feeling much worse. I know you're in a better place, but it's always going to hurt. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. Ooh. It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How do I breathe without you? Feeling so cold. I've been waiting right here till the day you're going home. Carry on. Give me all the strength I need to carry on. Ooh. So let the lights guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go. And everyone you take will always lead your home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you what about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When I see you again. Ooh.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. And what's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do you think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me, all of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one in the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me,